How y'all doing? What's going on? It's Pharaoh, World Class Hustler Edmondson. I'm back with y'all with another video. Um, I don't know if you guys remember last video that I told y'all that I would be going with a couple companies after dealing with this handheld device. Um, Two of them reached out to me, and one was Western Flyer, and the other one was Night Transportation. This video is pretty much is the overview of Night Transportation because that's who I decided to go with. This was pretty much the orientation process, which is known as DQP, and I just completed day 2 of the orientation because you pretty much get 2 days for orientation with Night. And I just wanted to give pretty much the experience and everything you'll go through. You go through the process. So won't be long. So first day, pretty much you're gonna be dealing with your recruiter. If you are coming out of town, or if you like 100 or something miles, or I guess you could say let's typical more than 75 miles away from a near terminal where depending on where you go, because Night has 25 terminals across the US, and that's a lot. I didn't know they even have that many. I thought at the most they might have had at least 12 to 15, 25. Man, that's crazy. And they're decent looking terminals too. Not no BS. They're a good looking terminal, especially the main terminal out in Phoenix, Arizona. I've seen the pictures of that. I've seen people who have given me live video feeds. That joker look like a whole resort itself, man. Those who know knows, and those who are employed there knows. So I'm based out of the Atlanta terminal, so pretty much that's where I went for orientation. And whatever city or state that you're from, if Night has a terminal in your state, or if you're nearby the city, you'll most likely will do your orientation at that particular terminal. They're not going to fly you out to Phoenix, Arizona, to the main terminal to do orientation. That's just not what they'll do. They'll train you wherever terminal or the nearest state, city that you're at. If they have a terminal near where you're at, they'll either fly you into that city, or they'll get you a rental car to the city where that terminal is at, so you can do your orientation. Not everybody goes to Phoenix. Most likely people who stays in Arizona, they get the luxury of going to that nice resort terminal that they have, the main terminal in Phoenix. So day 1, pretty much you'll go and do your drug test, the urine, and yes, here at Night they do the hair follicle test. So for those who are iffy on the hair follicle, yes, they do it here too. I'm thinking most mega carriers do hair follicle, because when I worked for JB Hunt years ago, back in 2015, when I got hired with them in 2015, they did the hair follicle test back then, and that was that's about 9 years ago, and they still are. So I know Prime didn't do it when I got hired on, but I'm pretty sure they probably done hopped on the train and doing hair follicle tests. So most of your mega carriers are gonna do hair follicles. So just be prepared for that. If you don't want to, indulge, kind of shook on hair follicle, probably going to have to go to a mid-sized company. That's probably your best bet. But yeah, that was the first day. The drug test took a good minute because I also did a physical. Now, it was very strange because I did my physical, and I have 1 year left on my physical before I can do another. End up doing another physical, and with the drug test, and that's crazy because there were two other ladies who I ended up finding out they were in orientation with me. The reason why it took so long for them, because I was like, they was in the back of the office for so dang long. I was like, what else were they doing? And come to find out, they was doing a physical as well. So I ended up having to do another physical, even though I had one done a year ago, and I have the 2 year card. So my physical that I did 2 years ago don't expire till next year, to 2025. So I ended up doing another one and ended up getting another 2 years. So I have to go to the DMV and update that. Now, no, scratch that, because I can actually, in Georgia, you can actually take a picture of your medical card and send it in electronically. It used to be Florida; they had access of doing that, but Georgia has it, and I think other states have them as well. I just don't know. I know Georgia for a fact you can do it because I've done it, sent it in, took a picture, and updated. So, got there to the terminal. The DQP pretty much first day. Everything was on like a Zoom call, a conference call. So the main guy, I forget what his name. His name escapes me at this point. He was out of the Charlotte yard. They call it the DQP East. So if you're like east of I-35, you'll be considered the DQP East, and he is, I guess, the main person who facilitates the whole, the first and the second day. So he plays all these videos of safety, with your logs, pretty much coupling, all that other good stuff. Pretty much anybody who's an experienced truck driver, you kind of know the in and outs. Um, so we did that. That was from like 1 p.m. all the way to 3. Class ended in there. I took my car and drove home, and it's crazy because I'll save it for another video. So day 2 ended up coming back, and pretty much we ended up hearing from everybody from Buddy Boone. You will see him in the video, but he's also was talking about, uh, you know, backing up, coupling and uncoupling. He was on there. Guy's a fit guy. I didn't know he was a former police officer, so that was a good insight. Um, there was a lady. I think she's a head safety manager, from Phoenix, Arizona, from the main terminal. She was on, and she was pretty much everybody from all other terminals. I think it was from 9 different terminals were all on the call. I was like, dang, people from Carlisle, PA, of course, people from Charlotte. You had people from Texas, Denver, Colorado, Indianapolis, Indiana, which I've heard that I've seen this. That's a nice terminal too. Indiana and Phoenix, man, I have to say about Night, they got some beautiful amenities in their terminal, and all of them, well, majority of them, I think out of 25 of them, I think I seen about 23 or 24, if I'm not mistaken. All them jokers got showers and laundry rooms, man. I mean, even our terminal, it's medium sized, small, but it's not no slouch, man. It's good. It's a very good terminal. Um, so ended up pretty much talking about other stuff with safety. We got into more of the what system called Zonar, which is pretty much your tablet that you're going to be working off of, which is kind of like your version of a Qualcomm or People's Net for some people who still use those, i.e. JB Hunt. So you're going to be dealing with that. I believe also you deal with that more too, um, when you get assigned your truck, because as of today, when I'm making this video, this is a Thursday, so tomorrow will be Friday, and that's when uh, pretty much everything gets pretty much sent in, and you'll know you get fully hired on. Also, day two, depending on if you are an experienced driver, they will have you go out and do a little road test. Um, I didn't think you had. Well, you know what? Scratch that. Every company I've been with, I've had to do some type of road test. I'm not intimidated by it. I've been driving for 10 years now. But I just thought the way they was relaying it to me at the terminal was seeming like I wasn't going to do one. Which, I mean, I wasn't opposed to that neither. I mean, I didn't care. Like, if I had to do one or not, it didn't matter. I'm confident. Never had any accidents or anything like that. No DUIs and stuff. I knew I was past that with flying colors. And I did. You know, Atlanta is so funny because you go around pretty much, it's almost like a square circle. You leave out of Shirley Drive, pretty much the terminal's on Fulton Industrial. Whoever is from Atlanta, or if you drove through Atlanta, you'll know. Make that left, drive all the way until you get in by Georgia 6 by the Quick Trip. I had to make a right and drove that like you going towards Austell, and then pretty much that takes you over there by 20, the highway, pretty much right back to the highway. Get off, drive about 3.5 miles, and get back off for an industrial, and turn back into the terminal. I mean, it was just anybody that comes to Atlanta, it's not hard. It's very easy. Now, for the trainees who don't have experience, you guys testing is a little bit different. You will have to go with a trainer and pretty much get your training done, and then they'll do see how you are. You guys tests are a little bit different than experienced driver because they'll do that. They did us like head on day two. The other two ladies who was in the orientation with me, they had their CDLs, but they didn't have no experience on the road, so they had to do theirs different. So they got to be out on the road for some time to get that time in before they can get their own individual truck. So, but all in all, it was a quick process. Everything, the day went smooth, man. It was not like I usually dread on the days that it will be long, like in my past orientations, but I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't know if it's because the years that we go through, time is just going by so fast, man. Like, we in the middle of May. We about to start in June, which will be my birthday month. We pretty much on half the year of 2024. By everything said and done, we're gonna be in literally we're gonna be in quarter 4 of 2024, and we're gonna be coming into the new year 2025. So yeah, man, it's everything's just going by so fast. The day went by so fast. I'm like, man, I've never known orientation go through so fucking fast. Well, let me not cuss. No freaking fast, man. It was just got there at 9 a.m. and then boom, 3 p.m. just came just like that. Just came and went. I know they feed you at orientation, feed you good. You had pizza and wings. It was still a whole bunch of chicken wings that was left. I'm pretty sure the drivers might have took the rest of them. It was so much food. But yeah, orientation, it was all in all, it was nice. Night, I can see me being here for a good minute. And I'm also, for future videos, I am going to do videos of the terminal in Atlanta. I've noticed that when I look at videos on YouTube to try to get a feel for each terminal, the videos, nobody has any. It's not even that many night transportation reviews like that. It's some, but you would think like a mega carrier like Night, you think it'll be jumping, but I guess they not like Swift or anybody else, because you can constantly have Swift or Prime or even Steven Transport reviews, and it's just Knight is just one of those mega carriers, and they don't, it's kind of like they little, not under the radar, but they are under the radar, if you get what I'm saying. So I just thought that was, I thought that was a, I had an eyebrow twitch on that. I'm like, okay, so I thought, this was a good groove that I can get in. Show you guys the facilities and the terminals. While, if I get on and stuff, which I'm confident that I am, I'm going to see if I can get loads to each terminal so I can do videos for y'all to show y'all how the terminals and how the amenities and how, it looks, because from the looks of it, man, Knight is pretty good. I've heard like a lot of mixed reviews on Knight. It mainly been positive than negative. Contrary to my surprise, contrary to popular belief, it's a pretty good company. And as a mega carrier, I mean, you think they would have all this slack, especially since they merged with Swift, because Knight and Swift are merged. So, and also Knight are affiliated and they own other separate companies as well, i.e. Abilene Motor Lines, which if you guys have seen them, they got the green trucks with the letter and black heading. Bar None, which is the white trucks, and you see Bar None, and then of course Swift. And Swift, they own a lot of companies as well. So but yes, that was about it. Stay tuned, you guys. I will be doing more videos on this journey with Knight. They have endless options here, a lot of options, especially when you talk about like different kind of accounts dedicated. I'm going to be doing a Southeast regional account, but they even said, hey, if you want to go out further, they can accommodate that. I can literally go wherever I want. I said, okay, cool. And since I'm a big boxing fan, certain boxing matches that's coming up, I may use them to be like, hey, send me a load to, like Vegas or Dallas, Texas, or, Miami or whatever. And, I get to save on, taking a flight, hotel, and I can just purchase my ticket, and I just use my truck, and I can skedaddle right on the road, man. Make money while I'm spending money, So that's something that's very convenient for me, man. I'm very excited, and for those you guys watch this video, thank y'all for rocking with me. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.